Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make 3 different versions of overnight oats using the oat milk I just made, homemade. So the first version is actually probably going to be a little bit strange to some of you, but it's actually using chickpeas. So I'm going to take half a cup of chickpeas, which I have measured out here, and I'm going to mash it with half a banana. So this is a large banana, so I'm going to mash it together with that. So I'm going to take half of this, save the other half for my other jar, mash this up together. If you cook the chickpeas yourself from dried, it actually allows for you to get them a little bit softer so that you can mash them a little bit easier. So if you know you're using it for something like this or for hummus, you can cook them longer in the Instant Pot. That's how I do it because it's way quicker than cooking them on the stovetop, and they taste so much better than the canned ones. Although there's nothing wrong with canned beans. If that's the only way you're gonna eat your beans, eat them canned. Low sodium, of course. Lost a chickpea. All right, not the most appealing looking thing, but they are mashed with the banana. Now I'm going to add a little touch of cinnamon to that. And a little bit of, this is peanut butter powder. This is great for my cardiac rehab patients. Super low fat, plant-based diet, so peanut butter is a little bit too high fat for them. Instead, we can use something like this and still get that flavor. And especially with the moisture of the chickpeas and the banana, this works really well. So I'm just gonna sprinkle some of that in there. This is kind of what it looks like. And then again, I'm gonna stir it up. Once it's all mixed, I'm going to add this to one of my jars of oats. So each jar of oats here has half a cup of dried oats measured out. So I'm gonna add this to there. So now we have the oats, which is our whole grain. We have our banana, which is our produce, and we have our chickpeas, which is our protein, and some flavor added as well. Now what we need in terms of how it's going to cook, so to speak, overnight, really just absorb the liquid, is the oat milk. I really just eyeball this, honestly. I just try to make sure that all the oats at the bottom have liquid on them so that overnight they are absorbing the liquid. They aren't too dry, but you also don't want it too watery unless you like it like that. All right, so this one is all set to go in the fridge. So you just jar it up, put it in the fridge, wait for it to be ready in the morning. Or you can prep 3, like I do, usually 3 or 4 for the week at one time so that I can just have, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday ready for me to go. So the next one we're gonna do is a chocolate cherry version. With berries and cherries, I like to use chia seeds. In addition to our half a cup of oats, I'm going to take a teaspoon of chia seeds, throw it in there, and then I'm actually going to take frozen dark sweet cherries and pour some of those in there. And then I'm going to take 1 scoop of this chocolate protein powder. Now, this is a great addition to cherries and berries. It tastes really good together. I tend to like Garden of Life or Orgain. That's the one I usually use, but I really don't use protein powder often. I just kind of want to show you one of the options for a protein your breakfast meal to make it complete. You know what? This scoop is pretty big, and I'm a small girl, so I think I'm just gonna use actually a half of a scoop, because even in 1 whole scoop, there's 20 grams of protein in that. And we have to remember, there's still going to be protein found in the chia seeds and in the oats. So we also are getting protein from those sources. What I have in here, once again, is the oats, the chia seeds, the cherries, the protein powder, and last but not least, all we're gonna do is add our oat milk. And because we have another dry ingredient in addition to the oats, we have to make sure we add a little bit more than we might if we didn't have that protein powder in there. So just make sure all of that is absorbed. And then usually what I will do is I'll put the cover on, shake it up, and then put it in the fridge. Moving on to our last version. This one is going to be a strawberry banana version of our overnight oats. So I'm going to use, once again, chia seeds. I tend to like to use chia seeds when it comes to berries, like I said. So I'm just going to add 1 teaspoon of chia seeds to our oats here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take some frozen strawberries. These are from my grandparents' farm. Shout out Ponce View Farm. I just usually tend to freeze a lot of them in the summer so that I have them all year round, because I'm a brat and I can't buy the ones from the store. So I fill it up with a good amount of those, but we're also going to be taking the other half of that banana and we're gonna mash that in too. This will just really honestly add sweetness, because as I'm sure most of you know, oats by themselves, they're not the sweetest. So this can kind of be your sweetener. So we're gonna throw that in there. We're gonna mash it up a little bit. And then in this, what I usually do for the protein part of my meal is actually peanut butter powder. And I think not a lot of people realize strawberries and peanut butter taste really good together. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of this in there. And then once again, last but not least, you take your oat milk, you pour it in there, and then I'm gonna shake all these up and show you the differences, and you can just throw them in your fridge and they'll be ready for you the next day. So just to show you guys, this is one of the overnight oats I already have made, so I can show you what it looks like. It's not the prettiest thing to look at, but neither is oatmeal. So you can kind of see there's berries in there. This one was actually strawberry, and I used a vanilla protein powder that I've been trying. It's not my favorite, I will say, but I wanted to try it out and see how it is. So vanilla, strawberry, oats, oat milk, and chia seeds. So that's what this one is. You can make a lot of different varieties. Some other ones I like to make more when they're in season. You could do an apple cinnamon if you wanted. You could throw some date puree in there, kind of like a caramel apple. You can do, like I said, the cherry one. If you like kind of a carrot cake type of vibe, you could also do shredded carrots with some cinnamon, vanilla extract in there. There's so many different ways to make these. If you do eat dairy, you could put a little bit of Greek yogurt in there for your protein. You could do soy milk for your protein. There's so many different versions of these, but this is just super simple. If you're not big on preparing breakfast, this is a great way to do it for you so that you do eat your breakfast, because it is the most important meal of the day. We want our biggest meal to be in the beginning of the day, or really the most of our calories to be in the beginning of the day and the smallest amount to be at the end of the day. I hope this helped you guys. Please let me know if you like it, if you try it, tell me how it is. Let me know what else you want to see.